Good.
Okay, so we're still in the internet training. We just talked about the value package proposition. Now I want to kind of teach you about the phone process and be able to ask the right questions, etc. Dr. Covey, and you might not be able to see this on the camera, but wrote a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The second habit is begin with the end in mind. Beginning with the end in mind. Again, begin with the end result in mind. I'm going to do that right now. I got a little exercise that we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to write something down. Excuse me. Tell the camera what's your name.
I'm Nika Rollauer.
Say it again.
Nika Rollauer?
Okay, now, what I'm going to do is I just wrote something here. I would like you to hold it. Do not open it. Okay? Now, let's play a game, everybody. I want interaction. We're on video. Make us alive. Whoever has played cards or plays cards, raise your hand. Okay, play cards. Okay, how many suits are in a deck of cards?
4.
Talk, louder.
4.
There's 4, that's right. There's 4 suits. Okay, that's correct. What are the colors in a deck of cards?
Red and black.
Okay, correct. Red and black. Now, in black, what are the suits in black?
Spades and clubs.
Okay, that's correct. Spades and clubs. Anybody other than just her? We can have this is
Sorry.
a full interaction. Okay, now, in spades, now don't answer yet. This is not a trick question. I'm not trying to bait you. This is like a regular question. In spades, what's the highest card in spades? Correct. Say it.
Ace.
Ace of what?
Spades.
Say it together.
Ace of spades.
Everybody on the count of 3, loud. 1, 2, 3.
Ace of spades.
One more time. 1, 2, 3.
Ace of spades.
Okay, do me a favor. Can you please open up your paper? You heard.
I'm going over here.
Okay, open up the paper. Read it out loud.
Ace of spades.
It's magic, people. Now, all kidding aside, I know it's late. We've been here grinding away, training all day, but what did I do? I began with the end result in mind. Do you see that? I wanted you all or somebody to say the words Ace of Spades. So I wouldn't do any trickery. I basically wrote down the words Ace of Spades. I folded it up, and I asked one of the audience members to please hold it, one of the trainees to hold it. And what I do, I took you through a series of questions that I knew would lead me to the promised land and would lead me into the words Ace of Spades. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's exactly what we're supposed to do for the appointment. Begin with the end result in mind. Your job is to make the appointment. Your job is to get somebody to say, I'm coming in for an appointment. So again, one of the closing statements is, when's the best time for you to come in today, in the afternoon, evening? Today, I'm coming in at 3:15. Okay, how do we do that? Well, that's what we're going to learn. We're going to learn this over, come over there. So I don't have to look to the side.
Sorry, my bad.
Thank you. All right. So what we're going to do is this. We are going to learn for the rest of the training how to do that. Again, on a coordinator level, let me focus on the coordinators. Your number 1 objective is to secure an appointment. Your secondary objective is if you cannot secure an appointment, you're supposed to fully qualify and turn it over, right? The majority of what your business career is going to be doing is pounding the phones, making phone calls, and trying to secure appointments. And what's going to happen is when you finally get somebody on the phone, you're going to have a 10-step phone process. Now again, I got to just set the reality here. The majority of what you're going to do is not ever engaging customers. To be brutally honest with you, the majority of what you're going to be doing is leaving voicemail messages. Ladies, you've been doing this for 5 years and you've been doing it for 8 months, correct? And would you say the majority of your internet career is leaving voicemail messages?
Yes.
Okay, so guess what? That's tip number 2, okay? Is that you need to be super duper awesome at leaving voicemail messages. You got to get great at giving good voicemail. Straight up. Think about it. If the majority of your life here is going to be leaving voicemail messages, you need to have a library of voicemail scripts. We have them. I gave you 60 different voicemail scripts. Some of them are interesting. Some of them are crazy, radical. Think about it. If you call people on a very consistent basis and you leave the same monotone, boring, hey, this is Bob. Are you still looking for a car? No. You know what I mean? You want to be diversified. You want to be enticing, exciting. You want to try to give them a reason to call you back, right? However, if you understand the majority of your life is going to not get somebody on the phone, the number again is between 11 and 14% of your efforts are only going to result in a contact. However, what we're training for is that 11 to 14%. Even if it's a small part of what you do, what we're going to train for is, okay, now that I got a live person on the phone, a real prospect that wants to buy an automobile, now what? Well, we're beginning with the end result in mind. Like I demonstrated with the Ace of Spades example, we are now going to show you how to basically get them to come in for the appointment. We have a 10-step road to the appointment. Now I'm going to mention them here, but you're going to look in your books. There's a process section. The first step is the greeting. Second step is asking permission to speak. The third step is state purpose of the call. The fourth step is pace the conversation. The fifth step is qualifying your prospect. The sixth step is identifying expectations and rebuttals. The seventh step is transition and validate. The eighth step is your value package proposition. Your ninth step is your trial close, and your 10th step is your close. Now, time check.
6 minutes.
Okay, listen to me all carefully. Pan the room, all right? It's very important that you all get this as well. What we are looking to do is exceeding a prospect's expectations. Who thinks that's a good idea? Raise your hand. Exceeding, right? In any business, David, you're the business owner. Is that a fair assessment
You
to
have
say?
to.
Say it again.
You have to exceed their expectations.
But why? Can't we just kind of...
Because they'll go anywhere else. If you're just going to meet their expectations, they can go anywhere else and buy. You have to exceed them in order to give them a reason to buy.
Why? Give me another reason. Why should we exceed their expectations?
Because then they will not look anywhere else. If they get beyond what they wanted, they're for sure going to go ahead right on with it.
Absolutely. Why else?
To exceed expectations?
Yeah, why?
Because if you shoot for the stars, you'll get closer to the moon rather than saying, oh, I'm just going to go and meet the ozone layer. You know what I mean? Let me just make it there. But you're shooting for the stars, you're going to get somewhere farther than that.
Absolutely. Go back over there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to tie this up very carefully. If I'm telling you that the average internet prospect is going to search 5 to 6 other websites, you have to exceed their expectations to be able to get them to non-clutter from all the other noise and stimulus that's getting shot at them, right? Between emails and voicemails and social media, etc. You need to exceed their expectations. Loudly, do you agree with me?
Yes.
How can we do that? How can we ever exceed a customer's expectations if first we don't first qualify them? To exceed a customer's expectations, we first need to identify their wants, wishes, needs. Then we need to meet them, and only then can we exceed them. So if your goal on the phones is to exceed a prospect's expectations, then your phone script and your phone process needs to be engineered to first qualify your prospects. You need to know how to identify their wants, wishes, expectations, needs, meet them, make them feel comfortable that they're going to be able to get them, right? And then you have the opportunity to exceed them. Hey, Mr. Customer, can I tell you what else we do here? What else? You do more? Absolutely. We do this, 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 and this. Really? Yes. When's the best time for you to come in today? The afternoon, evening? Shoot, I'm coming right now. Be right there. Yes?
Yes.
In sales. We started out today, you missed it, going through the Badger commercials. Okay, just because I think everybody needs to be inducted into the Badger commercials in the automotive industry because they're hysterical.
Yeah.
But it's also the negative paradigms of a lot of the people out there. That's unfortunately what people think the car salesmen are and the car dealerships are about. We need to change people's perception one prospect at a time. Again, we need to exceed a prospect's expectations. To be able to sell appointments, you need to get people to like you, trust you, and believe you. Bottom line. You need to get people to like you, trust you, and believe you. You need to be able to qualify them, identify their wants, wishes, expectations, meet them, and then exceed them. Remember the Ace of Spades. I mean, it's a great exercise, but that's what you're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis. Cut.